Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Expert Bootcamp, the English lesson that brings to stage number one experts of leading industries. So as usual, let me check if everything is rolling on properly here in our virtual class. Let me check, let me see, and let me give you some seconds to join me and jump up in this lesson. So just a second. Let me see. Okay, I see that you're starting coming. Okay, here we are. Good evening, guys. Hello and welcome to a new episode, to the fifth episode of the Expert Bootcamp. How are you this evening? I hope that you're having a great time and that you are ready for this very, very interesting seminar. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to this live. Okay, great. I see that you're starting coming. So you can easily read from the title of this live that tonight we're gonna host a very, very, special guest for me, because you know how much love I have for animals in general, for pets. So in the meantime that I give you the time to jump up in this lesson and join me, I just take the occasion to just remind you the next appointments that we are gonna have in the next few days. So I wanna remind you that on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. we are gonna host a new episode of Expoiler. I'm gonna take you to a very nice corner of Dubai that is called Madinat Jumeirah. And then on Sunday, May the 23rd at 9 p.m., we are going to host a new episode of Memory Booster. So let me see. I see that the class is getting populated, so it's time for me to welcome on stage my special guest for tonight. So tonight, I'm very happy to bring to stage Dr. Milana. Hi, Dr. Milana. Good evening. How are you?
Hello. Hi, good evening. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking, and thank you for having accepted my invitation. So I know that you are, we are neighbors generally, but today you are not in the UAE. Where are you at the moment?
At the moment, I'm home. I'm in Bosnia. I came here after 2 years, so I'm connected. Now my time is 6:35. I believe same as Italy. And
Yeah.
Monica, you are 2 hours in the future from here, okay?
Correct. Yes, I am in the future. So you are in Europe because you come from Europe, right?
Correct.
Okay, so first of all, Dr. Milana, is a big pleasure for me to have you here tonight. Having the chance to host you and to, use this conversation, our conversation, to introduce to the class a very interesting topic, such the veterinary industry is very nice to me. So before starting, going deeper into the topic that we are gonna handle tonight, I would like, I would appreciate if you could introduce yourself, just spending a couple of words about who you are, where you come from, and how you came into this industry.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Monica refused to tell me how many people is here because I'm very nervous. So hello, everyone. I'm coming from Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's a small country. Most of the people, they are familiar with Serbia or Croatia. Bosnia is super small, so in case you are not aware where is it, so Serbia, Croatia, Montenegro is that is the part. I'm 32 this year, 33 years old. A girl. I'm in Dubai since 2017, and I think it was the destiny for me to end up in the desert, because I never had the plans actually to go there. I was studying.
I can imagine. It's very hard to imagine oneself in the middle of the desert. So I totally understand you.
So I was studying German to go to Austria with my parents. Even if my sister was in Dubai 1 year before I came, I never had wish to go there, and then I decided to go there as a tourist. I bought 3 months tourist visa, and
Okay.
then when I arrived there, I started to like everything basically. People, how polite they are. I liked the way they're dealing with the people, and then I was like, okay, maybe I can do something here. In that moment, my English was not so good. Even now, I'm still, this is my second language, so if I made some mistake, I apologize. So in the
For sure,
beginning,
don't worry.
in the beginning, English was a challenge for me because I never had opportunity to speak on English. We had in the primary school and secondary school some classes, but that is like I am, you are, he, she, it is, like
Yeah.
basic things.
How
So
does it
basically,
work in Bosnia? Sorry, because yes, I mean Italians are familiar with Bosnia because basically we are neighbors. So yeah, we know your country. I have never been there, frankly speaking. Maybe some of our students have been there. So in case, guys, feel free to share. But how does it work in terms of English learning at school? Because, for example, in Italy, we do not have many hours in terms of English studying in the academic plan, or also at school, I mean, primary, high school, and whatever. How does it work in your country?
it's the same, maybe even a bit worse, because
Mhm.
here English is not something that people are using. Maybe in last 5 to 10 years, it's a little bit better, because without English you cannot use internet, you cannot use computers and everything. But when I
Yeah.
was primary school, was basically pictures with the birds, and then write it down. So only basic things.
Yeah.
Grammatic was not explained so well, because even teachers in that time, they were not so familiar. So basically,
Yeah.
whatever I know now, I know because I was surrounded with the people who speak English, and I believe to learn some language is the best to go there in the center where that is happening, and then just listen and try to give your best to learn as much as you can.
Yeah, and so I mean, you manage, even if at the very beginning your English was not very fluent, you managed to enter the veterinary industry. How did you find your first job here in the UAE?
I started to apply online. There are few
Okay.
websites, Indeed, Dubizzle, and similar things. And then I started to research about veterinary industry. And then basically I made my CV on English. I try my best to make it to be the best as possible that time. And I started to send the emails to each veterinary clinic in Dubai. I was like, there is
Yeah.
nothing to lose. If I don't try,
Sure.
I will never know. So I made my CV and I started to send to each clinic. And in each email, I wrote down that my English is not so good, but I'm happy even to start on the lower level until I learn the language and until I learn the skills and the
Yeah.
machines. Because here in Bosnia, for example, an aesthetic machine is like a space shuttle. Basically, we don't.
Okay.
So for me as well, the challenge was to learn how to deal with the technology that is.
So let's say that, sorry, at the very beginning, you have your strategy has been to be very humble. I mean, you were applying for a company saying, I am available to learn, I am eager to learn the job, the language, and how to deal with some tools, like, for example, the machines you are mentioning. I understand, I know my level at the moment, but I am willing to learn, and I am also available to start from scratch. And it is not something, especially nowadays, especially new generations, something very familiar. I mean, to have such an attitude and to be available to start from scratch. So very nice strategy.
I didn't have that issue, and I even now I don't have a problem to say I don't know, because especially in our job, if you don't know how to do something, you can kill someone. So it's better to say I
Correct.
don't know and learn it than to play smart and end up on the way that you don't want. So I told
Correct.
everyone that I'm happy to learn, and basically I was happy to meet people who gave me a chance. But if you will not ask for opportunity will not knock on your doors. So I had a lot of no, but
Very nice message.
yeah, but if you will not ask, and if you will not look for the opportunity will not come to you and say, hello, I'm here, take me. No, you need to go there. And even when I started, my first job was even on the lower level. Even if I'm a doctor, I was working as veterinary technician, basically with the high school degree. And I started from zero, basically. And slowly then as well, it's important to meet the right people in the right time, and it's important that someone will notice that you are really happy to learn and you are giving your best. It doesn't
Correct.
mean in this, if that is not a maximum I'm not the best vet, I'm not the best surgeon, I'm not there are a lot of people that are better than me. But in that moment, I was giving the best from myself, and then they started to, she's trying, she's asking, I was always asking the questions, and sometimes I was telling them, if I'm annoying, tell me, Milana, you are annoying. Don't ask.
I mean, yeah, it's something that I sometimes
answer all my questions. So you need to ask always.
Thank you so much, because this is something that I always repeat to students, also to people working with me. Do not be afraid to ask. It's better to ask, to let people understand that you are looking for directions, that they're looking for instructions, instead of trying to do everything by yourself and then find yourself in a mistaken situation. So 100% correct, and I'm so happy that you are bringing on the table such meaningful messages. Thank you so much. So now let's go a little bit more deeper in your career, your story, and how you developed your professionalism in a foreign country. And your story is very nice, because you admitted that at the very beginning your level of understanding and knowledge of the English language was not the one that you are commanding now, but this was not a limit. It was, on the opposite side, a trigger that pushed you to try to, to give yourself a chance. So very nice message. So Dr. Milana, question, why have you chosen this career? So what happened at a certain moment of your life that let you understand that working with animals, what was your mission?
Well, on this question, I'm not sure how to answer, because I'm not sure if we are the one who are choosing the career, or career is the one who is choosing us. So
okay.
Since I was a kid, I was always surrounded with animals. I always had the dogs, cats, fish, parrots, and I was always more in the village, surrounded by cows and sheep, than playing with the kids in the kindergarten. So I always had animals. When I wanted to go to high school, I chose to be like veterinary technician, because I was like, okay, I love animals, but I did not know that will be my profession for sure. As well, I wanted to go for economy, but then I did not see myself, for example, sitting in the office for 8 hours. I'm more someone who wants to interact with the people, who wants to go out, to go for house calls or something like that. And then when I was second year of high school, I had a dog, husky.
Okay.
He was 9 months old when he died, unfortunately, and he died from the tick disease. And in that time, I did not know how to recognize the symptoms of the disease. I was thinking he's because it's summer, or he's not feeling well because he's the dog who likes cold parts of the world, and here is 40 degrees. So when I noticed that he's not well, we called the vet, but was too late. And then I told myself, okay, it's not my fault, it happens. But I told myself, now you will become a vet, and you will know how to recognize the problem before it.
Okay.
So
nice, very touchy story.
So I told that time that if I will ever have my clinic. The name of the clinic will be the name of that dog.
Oh, very nice, a very nice story, and I do hope that you manage in this mission, because it is very nice and very touching. Thank you so much for having shared this with us, because very personal as well. So let's say that this, the consequence of events brought you in this industry. So very touchy. Thank you. There is a question from Sylvia, who wrote before. The vet I bring my pets to also specializes in acupuncture and also in behaviors of dogs. So yeah, because we wrote something in the first slide that was introducing you, and we wrote that you have this interest in acupuncture, especially in this kind of field. Is it something common here as well, here in the UAE?
Yes, actually, let's say 50-50. There are some people
Okay.
that I know that they are doing it, but it's not so developed, because it's something that, acupuncture is not something that is touchy. So some people, they don't believe in that approach. In the beginning, when I was researching how I can improve my skills and what else I can do together with Western approach, I found traditional Chinese medicine very interesting. In the beginning, it's just like poking the needles, and then when I went deeper, I realized it's connected with neurology, endocrinology, with everything basically. So now people are they're getting more open towards some new approaches, and I started my study 1 year ago. I still have 1 year to finish, but I'm doing it in the clinic, and I have very good results. Yes, especially
I didn't know that. Good to know.
Now you know.
No, now I know.
Especially with the chronic cases, arthritis or old animals that they cannot have a lot of medication due to kidney issue, liver issue. You cannot put a lot of meds in that patient.
Very nice suggestion. So guys, in case you are experiencing this kind of situation, now you know that acupuncture also for pets can be a good remedy when it's not the time, it's not the case to use drugs. Wow, very nice to know. Thank you.
So I decided to have a Western approach and a little bit of Chinese medicine, and I love both of it. It's very nice.
Very nice, and a very nice, fusion of nice. Okay, so another question for you. What else can I ask you? Here we have a lot of interesting questions, but I'm not sure if we are going to manage to cover all. This is very nice. It is a curiosity that I think also would be interesting to know how you manage this kind of situation. Have you ever been bitten or attacked by a patient? And if so, how should a vet react and manage the situation in that case?
Okay, first we need to do everything to prevent that to happen, okay? Because animals, you cannot tell them don't do this, don't do that. Some of them, they understand you until a certain point, but we need to take precautions to protect ourselves and to protect our assistants or nurses. Yes, I was bitten many times. I was scratched on the daily basis, but I don't have nothing against it if it will happen. But as I told you, I think the main goal is to prevent that to happen, and you cannot blame animal for that, because they are just, even if they are part of our family, and they are just animals, and they don't understand what they should do, what they should not do, especially in the clinic that is like an unknown environment for them, and most of the time they are scared, they are anxious. One wrong movement can lead them to bite you or to scratch you. So I think the main goal is to prevent it. But
how should the owners of pets prevent this kind of situations?
Putting a muzzle for dogs, for example, or keeping the cat always in the carrier, in the cage. I usually, before I start the clinical exam of the animal, I ask them, is dog or cat shy or scared, that he has habit to bite or scratch? and then they can lead us, but always be careful, and always one step back, and then protect yourself first. On that way,
Yeah.
Everyone.
Very good. So just a couple of words, because very interesting vocabulary are, emerging during this conversation. To scratch or to bite, morsicare, scratch, graffiare. And then she mentioned the muzzle, that is museruola, cage, gabbia. Yeah. Very good. Perfect. Another question, just a second. Let me share. Okay. What will be the first aid treatment should we use if our pets accidentally bit us? Because, it's something that can happen as well at home, not just inside the clinic, where, as you said before, animals are scared, they are in an external environment. It can happen also at home. What should we do in case this happens?
My advice is always to wash it with the soap or some detergent, or to use spirit to disinfect the wound, make it dry. And my advice is always go to a doctor. It doesn't matter if your dog or cat is vaccinated and everything is fine. Just to stay on safe side, I always advise go to a human doctor, and they will guide you what you will do next. Sometimes it's nothing basically is necessary. Sometimes you will need maybe some antibiotic cream, or to put a bandage. It depends how serious and deep wound is. But
the wound is, yeah.
Wash it with the simple soap that you have at home, that you are washing your hands basically every day. Put some alcohol, spirit, whatever you have, and go to a doctor always.
Yeah. How can we put our pets in relaxed mood if they are already anxious? This is something very interesting. And something that can be useful for the majority of people having pets here in our class, because now, summer is coming, some of them will travel, so the majority of them maybe will take their animals together with them. So the pets, dogs or cats in general, are gonna go through different experiences like the travel. What should we do in that case in order to be sure that our pets are relaxed?
Okay, if you really need to travel, then there is nothing to do. You have to move from one place to another place. Then my advice before traveling is to have a checkup with the vet to make sure that your dog or cat is in good clinical condition and good health. If it's a senior patient, like 5 years and older, do some blood work just to make sure that everything is fine. If the problem is more, let's say, mentally than physically, in that case, I always advise before traveling to take some tranquilizers. It's not sedation for making them to sleep. It's just something like lavanda for us to make us a little bit calm and relaxed. And my advice is always to start to give those supplements basically 5 days before traveling, and then 5 days on the new place, because even if the dog or cat is not traveling anymore, even the new environment, new house, new apartment can be something that causes stress with them. So I advise always 5 days before and 5 days after traveling.
Yeah, and also another piece of advice that I was given while I was still in Italy was when I was going on holiday. So maybe, for example, let's pretend that I was taking my dogs for a vacation of 2 weeks, but it was like a 5-hour car journey. To take also some personal objects of the dog together with me. So some toys, the covers, little pieces of things that could remind them the smell of home.
Yeah, that can work. That can work as well.
Yeah, great. So I skipped this question, but it's something that curious to know as well. Are there vets who are scared of big pets? Have you oh, sorry. My dog in the meantime wants to contribute. Tommy. In the meantime, so the question was, have you ever met any kind of colleague of yours who you found out that was scared of pets?
When we say big pets, do we think on the big dogs? Do we think on horses or cows?
Yeah, big pets in general. Yeah, for sure. Could be also horses, cows. Yes, but also big dogs.
Yeah. Most of the time, me personally, I never met a vet who is scared of certain type of animal, let's say like that, because for each animal we have to know the technique how to approach them. It's not the same approach a dog, a horse, cow, pig, chicken, or something like that. So you need to know the techniques. Of course, for example, if a vet had accident with the horse or a cow or a big dog, they will be more how to say more careful when they are approaching.
Yeah.
Usually our job is like that basically you need to face your fear, otherwise you cannot be a vet. You cannot choose to work only with the small dogs or something like that, especially if you work in the country like Bosnia. You have everything here. And
yeah, sure.
Actually big animals. So I did not met. I had some colleagues that had accidents, like a cow bit them or they fall down from the horse or something like that. But they keep going to work with them as well.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I met once in, a time that I was visiting a vet clinic. I have Jack Russell, so my dogs are not big. And by that time, I was going with Stella, the mother of the family, and she's something like this, more or less. And I found a vet that was scared. So it was strange to me because I immediately understood that this person was scared. She was continuously asking me to put the muzzle, and I am the first person who knows dogs, and there is one. I always put the muzzle because I know that it can get a little bit upset by other people. But the others, I know how they react. But I realized that this vet was very scared, and then after a while, I was getting a little bit upset as well because I wanted to ask, why have you chosen to be a vet if you are scared of small dogs? So I can imagine big pets. But then, frankly, luckily, she found out the problem and she gave me the medication and everything was okay. And I have never met that vet again. But there could be vets who maybe got scared later. Maybe they are not scared when they decide their career. Then something happens, like you said before, and then you feel a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, correct. It can happen. Okay, let's move to the other set of questions. Okay, what pet is the easiest to take care in your opinion?
For me, each pet is the easiest to take care. I love all of them, and as I told you, the main goal is to know how to approach each of them. So I cannot say is it a cat or dog, or because for me, all of them are easy when you know how to deal with them.
Okay, so there are, everything, the big difference is made by the person. And if, you have the chance, let's pretend that here in our class, we have a student who is thinking about adopting or welcoming a pet inside his or her house. Which would be the 3 pieces of advice that you would like to give him or her in order to let this person be ready to properly welcome a pet inside the house?
First, I will ask which pet, because it's not the same to have a dog or cat or parrot or fish. They all need different things.
Sure. So if we think, let's say, for example, dogs or cats, there is big difference also in this case.
Yes, because for example, dogs, they need more attention, more time. You need to walk them. You need to spend time with them. Cats are more like selfish animals. They are happy. You don't need to walk them. You don't need to spend so much time with them. For cat, it's enough to have nice space. You need to change cat litter and give them food, and then that's it. With the dogs, it's a little bit different. So I always ask how much time you have to spend with that creature.
Yeah.
Especially dogs. problem is that when people are looking at the animals as a toys or something that is like temporary. It's not. It's,
Yeah.
if you will decide to have a pet, you need to be ready to put all your effort and love in next 10 15 years. So it's not it's a marathon. It's not something that is 1 or 2 years. So I'm trying to see how mentally they are ready to adopt cat or
Yeah.
dog. I'm not happy when I see people getting a pet to a kid for a Christmas, and then after 2 months, the dog or cat will be done.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is a sad situation that happens every year.
So I'm trying to ask first which pet you want, then how much time you have for that, and are you ready to let them be part of your family next 10, 15 years. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain them it's not something that you want to play, and then, or when it's small, it's super nice, it's cute, but then when it gets old, they need attention.
Yeah, there are some questions for you in the meantime. So our student Giulietta wrote, when I go on holiday with my dog Bianca, I also prepare her luggage. Yes, very nice. For sure you have, because you have to take the bowls, the toys, the covers, the leashes, everything. So yes, the bags. So I totally understand. Then Alessandra wrote, have you ever examined a camel in Dubai?
No, I did not have opportunity to work with exotic animals because
Okay.
where I work it's focused on cats, dogs, rabbits, and few small animals. I still did not have opportunity to examine a camel, and honestly, I'm looking for some vet to get in contact with him to work with camels and dolphins.
Ah, nice. So even if we are in the middle of the desert, because the clinic is, a little bit closer to the desert area, unfortunately, not yet. The future, who knows? Then Deborah is asking, a friend of mine is a veterinarian and she's never completely free because she's a partner in a clinic and she must always be available. Does it happen also to you?
Yes, because our job is not from 8 to 5. Maybe it's physically from 8 to 5, but most of the time, all vets, our job is not just a job; it's a part of our life. We are a little bit crazy, and basically we are 24/7. I have clients; they can reach me in case of emergency. It doesn't matter if it's 3 in the morning or 5 in the afternoon. Or even if I'm on holiday and there are certain people that they want to see just me or they want to take advice only from me, then I'm in contact with receptionists, with my colleagues. It doesn't matter that another vet will tell them the same story as I would say.
Yeah.
But they want to hear it from me. So I'm available 24/7.
Yeah. And it's something that you can do only if you are really passionate about what you do, because as you said, it is not a job, it is a kind of lifestyle. So it's a lifestyle, and you have for sure to be passionate about what you do, because otherwise it is you are always frustrated if you don't leave it as a passion but as a commitment. You feel frustrated, but we see passion in your eyes when you're talking about what you're doing. So, and I think that my students, yeah.
But you know what? Sometimes our way of life can be a little bit frustrated for people around us that they don't understand us. For example, my partner can ask me why it's not your working time, why you have to answer the phone, or why you have to answer on email. I'm like, I have to do it. It's my, so either accept me as like that or don't be with me, because being a vet is basically 24/7 job.
Yeah. Also because then you become the point of reference for the dog or cat owner in case something happens. Us as owners, we as owners, we do not know what to do, so we have to look for a point of reference. Roberta is asking, in order to have a dog, it is important to have bed, sofa, and some biscuits, and for sure love. Okay, she's joking. Yes, biscuits, sofa, and love, correct. Michela is asking, Dr. Milana, do you have any pet in your house?
I have here in Bosnia, I have 2 dogs and 1 cat, and in Dubai, I have 1 cat. All of them are adopted. I have a dog, boy and a girl. They are like 6 years old. My boy cat is 7 years old, and the girl cat that I have in Dubai, she is 2 years old.
Oh, nice. And now, I mean, how did you manage? Because now you are on holiday. How did you manage with your cat?
My cat back to Dubai. She's in apartment. I didn't want to put her in the kennels because she's a little bit anxious.
Yeah.
And, special. She's really special. She's a little devil. And I have neighbors who are as well cat lovers. So they're
Okay.
visiting her every day and giving her food and cuddles and everything. And she's happy.
So you are lucky because you can count on your neighbors. So you are. She didn't have to, I mean, change her environment. At the same time, you feel comfortable because they are helping you.
Yeah, message is be kind to your neighbors because you never know when you will need them, okay?
Another very important piece of advice, be kind to your neighbor. Yes, correct, definitely. Alessandra is writing, I have a lot of problems with my dog Chloe. She's adopted, I think, an abused dog, and it is not easy. I am looking for a specialist to help her because she's always too scared. Yeah, Alessandra also in our virtual class wrote some days ago that her dog got abused in the past, so now she has some traumas and she needs to find help in order to take the best care of this dog. Any pieces of advice for Alessandra, Dr. Milana, just maybe to look for the correct specialist?
Okay. I'm happy that she's looking for a specialist because sometimes not just animal, it's us that need help to know, to understand how to work with that kind of dog. My girl, she was adopted as well, and I think she did not have the happiest life. So even if I'm a vet, I'm not behavioral specialist. So I was looking for a specialist as well, and basically I had the 6 months school.
Okay.
Together with my dog, of course. The main goal is to find from where problem is where is the beginning of the problem, so you can find the solution how to deal with that. So my advice, if you are not comfortable to do it by itself because it's complicated, I can tell you, look for a specialist and follow all those advices.
Yeah, sure. Very useful. Thank you.
It takes time, but try to give her as much love as you can and try to make her feel comfortable and happy with you. You need to learn to teach her how to feel safe with you, and then everything else with the specialist you will just make better.
Yeah, it is a responsibility to have a pet in our life. So I mean, everything is going around this concept. Deborah is writing, I have a guinea pig that for a wrong feeding had to cut the teeth in front because they had grown too much. Okay, for wrong feeding. Okay, how can this be avoided?
Okay, unfortunately, Guinea pig and rabbits, it's usual for them to have this issue. And,
okay.
They eat seeds, they eat grass, they eat vegetables and fruits, and unfortunately, all that food is not strong enough to make like a brushing or mechanically overuse the tooth.
Yeah.
I think in that case, especially if a guinea pig or rabbit is prone to have that deformation, unfortunately, only way to do that is the dental. Some of them are having a dental every 1 month, depends how quickly the tooth will grow. Some of them every 6 months. So if that is the case with your pet, then unfortunately, till they leave, they will have problem with that. It's like deformation and needs proper dental, like cutting the teeth and make them more flat so they will not hurt themselves. Main problem with the big teeth is they cannot chew the food or they cannot close the mouth properly, and they can hurt themselves as well. So dental.
I was saying that when my dogs were young, they wanted always to eat little rocks. So now what happened is that the canine are cut because where they were very young, they always ate little rocks, stones.
Yeah,
So
can be.
this is something normal, I mean, with dogs, or just mine that are crazy? Because
No.
all of them are here, I mean, their canine are cut.
It can be because stones are very hard, so when they chew them, they can make the tooth like broken or small parts to fall off.
Yeah.
Usually, when dogs are eating stones or balls or something like that, especially when they're young, it's usually some vitamin deficiency. So in that case, I advise to boost a little bit vitamin. Yes. Sometimes that can be.
I didn't know that. I mean, because my dogs are not, I consider them clever. So I know for sure that they know that stones are not tasty. And but I thought that, you know, Jack Russell, especially when they're very young, they are like hurricane. They eat everything. I remember Tommy, who is here now with me, when he was young, and at some periods of his childhood, when I was at work, I let them in a room completely empty because otherwise they were biting everything. And I found one day I found that he had started eating the wall. He was making holes in the wall.
Yeah, sometimes can be some vitamin deficiency, sometimes can be behavioral issues, sometimes can be frustration because they want to go out, or you did not pay attention too much, or they want more attention even if you are giving already a lot of attention. So that is as well something that needs to be investigated.
Okay. No, now they are not doing it any longer. Thanks God. Otherwise, my owner, the landlord, will not be very happy. Thanks God, no. But I mean, now I am super happy because they are really. I'm very proud because
they're amazing.
Yeah, they do not ruin anything. They are, I mean, well behaved. But when they were young, really, they were destroying everything. But I didn't, nobody has ever told me that they could be like vitamin deficiency or whatever. So now, in case something happens to the pets that you have, guys, just take it into consideration. Thank you so much for this nice advice. Roberta is writing, I have always had dogs and cats since I was young. They are parts of our family, but I had also turtles. Nice. Let me see if there are some other questions that maybe I missed before. No. Okay. No other questions that I missed. Let's go on with another question because, I mean, we are almost close to the end. Which kind of question? Okay, how much exercise should my pet get? So I know that for sure the longest in terms of hours is the best, but in case we want to give a piece of advice to people who work, so they are not always at home, maybe they do not work from home, but they have to go to the office or whatever. How should they arrange their routine at best, also to provide to the needs of the pets or the dogs in this case specifically?
Yeah, this is mainly for dogs, especially the ones that are living in apartments and there is no garden or some bigger place for playing. My advice is at least, let's say, 45 minutes to 1 hour. Let them walk in the park, walk together with them, run, try to make them very busy during that period, because playing some games or something like that, they will spend a lot of energy on that and they will be more calm after that. So 45 minutes to 1 hour is the minimum, let's say.
45 minutes to 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour. So something to keep in mind for sure. Okay. What are the most common diseases based on my pet's breed or age?
Okay, this depends from breed and depends from the age. Most of them are similar, but for example, brachiocephalic dogs or cats, the one with the short noses, they have more issues than a dog, for example, like Jack Russell or German Shepherd, or someone who has like a normal long nose.
Yeah.
So it depends actually from the breed. If you have brachiocephalic dog, the most common diseases are they are not capable to breathe properly due to soft palate deformation, due to closed nostrils or something like that. So usually they need more attention than the dogs that don't have like a physical deformation. Regarding the age, I advise always for each pet that is 5 and older to have a blood test at least once per year before vaccination, because on that way you will make sure that kidneys, liver, everything is working properly. And then if everything is fine, I'm happy to do the vaccination. But if I notice that I have, for example, 6-year-old cat, and I'm not happy with the blood test, I will refuse to do the vaccination, because vaccination sometimes can make things a little bit worse. Because it will make immunity a little bit lower, and then all the problems will go on surface. So I always advise, let's do the blood test. If everything is fine, we will do vaccination. If something is wrong, then we need to focus to solve that problem. And then when correct, when pet is fit for vaccination, we will do it. And most people are happy with that approach. I'm trying to explain them why that is important, and it's not just to give a vaccine, because after vaccine, some of pets, they can be lethargic, they can be less appetite or not themselves. It's normal, let's say, up to 48 hours after vaccine, but if it's 3-4 days, that means that something is wrong. So usually 5 years and older, I advise to do the blood test to them.
Yeah. So this is the best way how to take care of our pets.
Correct.
5 years older. This is a very, very nice piece of advice. Another question. This is very important also to me, because I have detected a problem in these days about the teeth. How do I brush my pet's teeth, and how often do they need a professional cleaning?
When it's about dogs and cats, most of the time we have dogs and cats, and we need to brush their teeth. With the cats, because they are special creatures, if you don't teach them since a young age, usually later it's not easy. The same, I think, it's valid for a dog. So if you have a small puppy or small kitten, try to teach them that you will do something there, maybe once, twice per week. Okay, if you can manage to do it every day, perfect. But most of the time it's not possible, because they are not happy to have teeth brushing. So my advice is minimum twice per week. Sometimes even that is not possible, because they are not happy with that. So in that case, I advise, there is a lot of solutions, dental solutions that you can mix up with the water or even with the food. Lately, because veterinary industry is aware that brushing cats and dogs' teeth is not easy, they are making special food for that, like a dental diet. And basically, the trick is it's full diet with all vitamins, minerals. So basically, your dog or cat will have everything that they need. But the kibbles, it's a little bit bigger. So when they chew the kibble, basically it's like that, and tooth will go here. And there are fibers that will do mechanical part of tartar removal. And then on that way, you can help to brush the teeth. Sometimes, as with the human, some of us, we have a problem with the tartar, and we need to go every 3 or 6 months to do the scaling and polishing. Some of us, we don't have that problem, and we can go on a yearly basis just to do a regular checkup. So if you
sorry, Dr. Milana, can you please move your microphone a little bit closer to the mouth, because I think it is somewhere that we hear maybe the necklace or something.
Is it better now?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, much better. Thank you.
So if you cannot manage to do it, and your pet has a problem with the tartar or gum inflammation, then I advise every 6 months or even 1 year to do a professional dental scaling and polishing by a vet.
Professional dental scaling and polishing. Yeah, I had this problem, unfortunately, with 2 of them. 2, the father and 1 son, perfect, white teeth, no tartar at all. I found out that the mother and the other son had, like, I don't know if gingivitis or something like this, but I found out that they have much tartar, and some of the teeth disappeared. So I got scared, because I realized, and I said, oh my God, I need to intervene immediately. So, and I mean, this is a question that was also very useful to me as well.
Yeah, they have dental diseases same as the humans, so there is no big difference when it's about medicine in humans and medicine in animals. So basically, whatever you are doing for yourself, you need to do for your dog or your cat or your cow or
makes sense. Makes total sense. Correct. This is a very interesting question. What expenses should I expect annually for a healthy pet?
Okay. At least once per year, as I told, blood test if your pet is older than 5. If it's younger, no need. There is the annual vaccination. I'm not sure about the prices now in Italy. So it's annual vaccination every 1 year and deworming every 3 months. And there is protection against
deworming. Sorry, deworming is sverminare, to deworm. I don't know in Italian. Sverminamento, sverminazione. In any case, to deworm is sverminare. Okay, please, I was just providing the translation of this word.
No problem. And then there is protection against ticks and fleas. Some of them can be used every 1 month, so you have monthly expenses for that. And some of them can be used every 3 months. Or there are like a necklace, like collars that I think last for 7 or 8 months, something like that. Depends what you choose. But vaccination, deworming, and ticks and fleas are something that you cannot avoid every year.
Yeah, ticks and fleas are pulci e zecche. Very good, perfect. A question from Roberta. What kinds of food are forbidden for dogs? I know that the chocolate is one of them. Why?
Chocolate contains, I don't remember the name of the substance that is inside, and usually if it is eaten in a big amount, first can lead to gastrointestinal issues, and then if it's really, really a lot, can lead to the blindness. Because dogs are not, or cats or pet or any pet, they are not designed to eat sweets. Okay, they are most of the time carnivores, which means they need to eat meat or meat products. So chocolate is not something that is normal for them. So most of the time it's a gastrointestinal issue, intoxication, or even blindness if they will eat a lot of chocolate.
I didn't know about this effect. Thank you. Gilda is writing, sometimes I buy a specific food for the oral hygiene of my dog's teeth. Is it correct, Dr. Milana? Because he doesn't like to brush his teeth. So yeah, we can confirm what you said before. Very interesting question. Fortunately, I cannot see the name of the student. A curiosity. Is it true that cats have 5 lives?
Okay, it's not the truth. Okay, we all have only one life, but cats are very, how to say, for me, cats are like natural creatures. So, you know, some diseases and conditions that they can survive. For example, one dog will not manage to handle it so well. So that's why there is like superstition that they have 7 lives, because they are very strong and they can go through some situation easier than other pets. But unfortunately, only one life, okay?
Yeah, correct. Okay, great. I mean, it has been a super nice conversation, but I was pretty sure about that when you accepted my invitation. I was so happy because I knew that you are so passionate about your job, and I'm so happy to see that my students are loving this conversation. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to remind my students that we have prepared a glossary as usual. Inside this glossary, you can find all the veterinary vocabulary that you need to command in order to engage a conversation about this topic. And the majority of the words that now Dr. Milana has used during our conversation is contained inside this presentation. So I take you the occasion to go through this glossary. Dr. Milana, you have been so nice that you have replied to all the questions of my students. So I do appreciate your availability. I mean, I told you at the beginning that it would be something like 45 minutes. We went a little bit over, and I do thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
Welcome. I just want to tell all of you that whatever you are doing, do it with a lot of love and passion, okay? And just don't give up, okay? And always ask. Knock on each door that you can knock, and ask each person that you can ask, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, it's it is, this piece of advice is very meaningful to me as well, because I remember that at the very beginning I was experiencing a lot of troubles with my dog Rallo, that you know very well, and so I went to people, experts who were who majored in dogs' behaviors and whatever. And I remember that the person who followed me for the majority of the time told me, every time that you do something with love, with deep love, you are not making a mistake. Maybe you are making a mistake, but you don't have to blame yourself too much, because you made it with love. So this is something very, very meaningful to me as well. Thank you so much for having shared with us all these pieces of advice, your passion, your expertise as well, because you have given us a free consultation, so we do appreciate your time and your passion. I have to tell you that we are very, very lucky that here we found the clinic where Dr. Milana works, that is populated by vets that are really passionate about what they do, and Dr. Milana for sure is one of them, and you can easily see how much passion and love she puts in what she does. So thank you so much for your time and for this amazing interview.
Welcome, was my pleasure. So if your students, if they have any questions, they can text you, you can text me. As I told you, I'm here 24/7, okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just want to share with you, a lot of people are writing, Dr. Milana, you're super, super vet professional and lovely. Monica, you're a special teacher. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this interesting lesson. So they loved you, but I was sure that your intervention would have been much appreciated. Thank you so much, and enjoy your beautiful holiday in your home country.
I will eat a good Bosnian food. So if you you have opportunity to try Bosnian food, please do it. You will not regret.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Milana. Thank you guys for this amazing lesson. See you on Saturday. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.